Hi, good afternoon to all of you, America. Thank you so much for tuning in to Right Sign Broadcasting Network. I'm Vanessa Broussard, coming to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada. And as you can see behind me, we are getting ready and excited for President Donald Trump's second event of the day here in Las Vegas. Earlier, he was at the Republican Jewish Coalition talking to the committee there and the conference goers there for their annual summit. And now he is coming to Stoney's Rockin country is where we are. They are about to start the program and begin with prayer. We will pause for prayer when they do begin that. But packed house here today. There are people outside who are not allowed to come in. They have met capacity. The fire marshal said not one more person can come inside this building. And trust me, there are some people outside who are not too happy to hear that because they have been standing in line for hours hoping to hear a glimpse and get a glimpse of President Donald J. Trump. So again, we are in Stoney's here on Las Vegas Boulevard, the Vegas Strip. The speaker right now is getting people pumped up. The crowd is energized. They're energetic and just happy to see the president here tonight. So I'm going to step over to the side while we get ready for prayer.
Father God, creator of everything that we have here, Lord, thank you for being here today with us. Thank you for having us here. Thank you for our president, Donald J. Trump. Thank you for this country and for all the liberties and freedoms that you have provided for us here. We pray that you allow us, Lord, to preserve those freedoms, to preserve this republic. We pray that you will just bless us, bless the people in here, bless the people that couldn't make it in here, that are outside, and bless our president, Lord. Grant victory to him. Grant victory to Israel, Lord. I pray for that. I pray that you will grant them victory over their enemies. I pray that you will protect the children of all countries, but also, Lord, that you will stop the massacre there, that you will allow for the good to overcome the evil, and Lord, that you will just stop the terror that is coming from some very bad groups in those areas, Lord, that are using children as shields. I pray that you will just bless, Lord, Israel. I pray for our country, America, and that you will preserve this country, Lord, because this is the light on top of the hill, Lord. Let it shine and continue to shine. Preserve our republic, Lord. And I pray that you will grant President Donald J. Trump the victory so that he can turn this country back around. And I just pray, Father, for the people here in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Event of the day here in Las Vegas, Nevada. We do want to thank one of our sponsors, Birch Gold, as we await really quickly. You can text the word Trump to 989898 if you are looking to invest in IRAs, 401ks, if you're worried for your future, if you're worried for your retirement plan, and losing sleep at night, lose no sleep anymore. Text the word Trump to 989898. That's Birch Gold.
Are we going to win next year? We are going to win next year, but we're only going to do it because all of you are going to be helping us, and we, of course, have Truth and Donald J. Trump on our side. I wanted to thank, of course, Chris Loudon. This establishment, Stoney's, does nothing but support all of us for all of our Republican events. So I want to make sure that all of you leave all the positive reviews, Google, Yelp, all of those things. Make sure you properly show them the love that they deserve for hosting us, being brave, and hosting Donald J. Trump. Now, if you all could rise, we're going to go ahead and do the national anthem, and I want to remind you to take off your caps. Oh, say, Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, you guys give me chills. Next up, we have our own Nevada Jewish princess of the grassroots. Give it up for a big fighter for all things freedom, Sigal Chattah.
Give it up for Stonies. Give it up for 45 and 47. You know, I've been tasked to say a couple of cool words about this legend that is going to be on stage pretty soon. And he's a legend for a few reasons. For the first thing he's a legend for, he didn't create political corruption. He did his best to expose it. This one's for you guys in the back. He didn't create media bias. He did everything to reveal it. He showed us the urban decay of democratic cities across the country. He didn't create censorship for freedom of religion. He showed us how our government censors religion in churches and synagogues and mosques across the country. This one's a personal favorite for me because I'm a lawyer. They said that he was tainting the courts when he was appointing the most perfect judges to the bench. But what we see is that he shows us to this day how one-sided our judiciary remains in this country. And another personal favorite, to me, what he did for the state of Israel is unprecedented by any other president in the United States. They said he was going to cause World War III, and the only thing that he brought with 3 Nobel Peace Prizes was world peace and peace in the Middle East. Everybody, I'll see you guys February 8th at the caucus. Let's go!
Commit to Caucus Event here in Nevada. I'm Vanessa Broussard, coming to you live from the Las Vegas Strip as we await President Donald J. Trump.
So Sigal is near perfect, but she did forget to introduce me. I'm Ken Gray. I'm the Assemblyman for Nevada Assembly District 39. I think it's the best district in the state, but I might be a little bit biased. I serve as an Assemblyman, but what I am is a husband, a father, and a veteran. Veteran of the Air Force, 26 years, and the father, more importantly, the father of 2 veterans and a veteran son-in-law. So that's where we're going. First, I want to say, I really want to tell you, they gave me no parameters for tonight. No time, no topic, so you got me. First, I want to say what an honor it is to be up here tonight talking to you guys and to be able to share this stage with a president like Donald J. Trump. The fact is, though, right now, we are a nation in crisis, and I don't think anybody can dispute that. We have a runaway government using lawfare to wage war on political rivals. And not only our political rivals, but our citizenry. Look what happened with January 6th. While we've got peaceful riots going on with BLM and Antifa, the guys on January 6th are still rotting away in jail, and I have yet to see anybody prosecuted for these other crimes. And I got to tell you, I'm still not convinced that January 6th was not incited by plants. I'm sorry, but I can't believe it. What this president has done and the woke left have done have made us look like a woke republic. I'm sorry, a banana republic, not a woke republic. They've made us look like a banana republic. More examples. I mean, it's just crazy. Personally, I'd like to share some more examples of the crisis we're in. Look at the state of our law enforcement. It is getting very, very hard to recruit good people to law enforcement. We need them. We need top caliber people. And it scares me to death. It scares me to death that I've got a daughter in law enforcement and a brother that are still in law enforcement. Every day I tell them, you're one right decision away from being tried in the court of public opinion because of the press or going to prison for doing the right thing. And while I'm on that, I would like to point out and introduce a very, very dear friend of mine, Nancy Deneen. Her husband, she's a widow now, but her husband was a retired LA County Sheriff's Department sergeant and just one hell of a man. Like I said earlier, I'm a veteran. I spent 26 years in my beloved Air Force. And now thank you guys. You paid me to do a job I love to do every day. And I tell you what, if I had the opportunity, I'd be back in uniform right now. I'd be fighting against this woke leadership. And that is, what's going on now is a total shame. We have got troops leaving the military because they're spending more time on social agenda issues than they are learning to be warfighters. The warfighters, we need them to be in this world today, and it's not right. We are losing them every single day. At home, our real economy is in shambles. Working families can't even afford homes anymore. My daughters, who are both Generation Z kids, are both totally disheartened. They don't see a path forward to them ever owning homes for them and their families because of rising interest rates and all the other things going along with it, the rising taxes. And they are going to be the first generation in the history of this country that are not going to have the same quality of life that all of their forefathers and parents and everybody else have had before them. And we can thank one person and one person only for that, I believe. That's Joe Biden. I feel dirty even mentioning his name before you guys, but we need to put the blame where it belongs. I'm not going to disagree with you. Inflation is destroying us from within as well. Anybody that's been to Walmart or filled up their gas tank lately, you know what I'm talking about, don't you? Went to Walmart the other day. Even when we had everybody living at home and it's just my wife and I don't think we ever spent more than $300 or $400 on groceries. We spent over $400 on about a half a month's worth of groceries for my wife and I. And I'm not eating it anymore, let me tell you. I'm actually losing some. And let's not forget that green agenda being championed by the left. That is going to destroy us as well. Another thing that's really weighing heavy on me right now is the world is in crisis as well. All we have to do is look around. Look what's happening in Israel. Hamas. They're not waging war on Israel. That is nothing more than pure, unadulterated terrorism. We've all seen those videos, and yet somehow they're made to look like heroes and the oppressed. For God's sakes, we need to do something and do something about that now to protect our longest, most prestigious ally. They have always stood by us, and we need to do the same for them. Come on, that one deserves a hand. Look at what's going on in Ukraine now. I mean, we're going to be embroiled into another fight, and there will be troops on the ground if Biden has his way, I believe, that we will not be able to, extract ourselves from. And do we really want to get involved in that and wind up, face to face with Russia? I personally don't want to. I think I'll just keep what I think to myself, but we do not need to be involved or engaged in that to the extent that the Biden administration wants to move us forward in it. We need real leadership, bold leadership. We need it now. We really need it now. We should have had it in 2020, and we were deprived of that. I'll just leave it at that. And if you disagree with me, I'm sorry, but we were deprived of real leadership. That leader that we need now is, there you go. So I just want to go through a couple of his accomplishments. I'm going to read these. I just sitting over in the back this morning, I just did a quick Google search, and Google actually gave me some good stuff, believe it or not. America gained 7 million new jobs. These are real jobs, not burger jobs, not minimum wage things. These are real jobs, more than 3 times of what government experts' projections were at the time. Middle-class family incomes increased nearly $6,000, more than 5 times the gains during the entire previous administration. The real unemployment rate, not the one we have today that doesn't count those who have left the job market, reached 3.5%, the lowest in half a century. We all know those people that are still sitting at home on their butts watching TV, and they don't even count most of those people in the unemployment rate today. And that's the rate they're touting before the American people. Jobless claims hit a nearly 50-year low. Incomes rose in every single metropolitan area in the United States for the first time in 3 decades. Now this is one I really want you to hear. This is something, I'm sorry, being a Republican is sometimes hard. We are billed as racist, we are billed as everything under the sun. But listen to this. The promises that Donald Trump made, he delivered a future of greater promise and opportunity for citizens of all backgrounds. Unemployment rates for African Americans, Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, Native Americans, veterans, individuals with disabilities, and all those without a high school diploma all reached record lows. That's the kind of leadership we need, getting real people back into real work and providing for them and their families. Now, for those of you that you think you've never heard of me before, I'll tell you. I was the chairman of the Lyon County Board of County Commissioners. I was on the county for 6 years. I led the charge to get a facility named after our president, Donald J. Trump. We have the Donald J. Trump Justice Complex in Lyon County, the first building in this country named after our president. I was accused of political grandstanding. I was accused of pandering, you name it. But here is why I led that charge. Donald Trump, he recognized the rurals. He actually cared about the rurals. His Opportunity Zone programs infused tens of millions of dollars into my county alone that provided infrastructure, jobs, and just a higher standard of living. We desperately needed that. We're the 3rd largest county in the state, and we're also one of the poorest, and we desperately needed that. He came through for us. He delivered. That is why we named that building after him. And I will stand by that decision for the rest of my life. Again, we need Donald Trump again, and we need him now. So I want to thank all of you today. This has truly been an honor to be invited to address you guys today. It really is. I love Nevada. I love my country, and you guys are all a part of it. Thank you. God bless you, and God bless America.
It's Vanessa Broussard here, back with you live from Nevada. As we wait for our next speaker, we want to remind you to sign up for our newsletter on RSBNetwork.com. Go ahead and sign up for our newsletter, get latest information, all of the updates in the political world as we head into 2024. That's the RSBN newsletter. Don't go without it. Also, real quickly, I want to tell you about Spike Support Formula. With COVID-19 and the vaccines, a lot of people are worried about the long-term effects. Well, worry no more. These doctors behind Spike Support Formula, they actually worked with Trump. So this is a unique combination of targeted ingredients researched to block and dissolve COVID spike protein in the bloodstream. So whether you got the shot, you had a rough time during COVID, or you're just watching more and more research about vaccine shedding, spike protein is a serious concern. Go to makecaregreatagain.com. That's makecaregreatagain.com and get back to that pre-COVID feeling.
Who you guys for? Show me some signs and shout it out. That work? Yeah, we got thumbs up right there. They love you guys. I told them Nevada would show up. All right. How about Stoney's, huh? Let's give Chris Loudon and the Loudon family a round of applause. Love this place. Love it. When the party's over, when the Trump rally's over, you can party here. Raise some even more hell for the president. I want to point out one thing when we came here today. The media, for the last 3-4 months, they have literally been saying the Republicans are too stupid to know what day to vote on. They don't know the difference between February 6th and February 8th. Now, the reason I bring this up, the Democrat legislature 2 years ago changed it, and they said we're going to make Republicans play by our rules and what we say. We said, oh, no, you're not. How many of you want voter ID? How many of you want to do with full mail-in ballots? The point being is this. The Democrats said we're going to call it a primary, and we're going to mail out all ballots, and we're going to let anybody change their registration on that day of the vote. And then we're going to take this, and we're going to allow all this time to count the ballots. How many of you remember that? You wake up, you go vote, you go to bed, your man or woman's winning, you wake up the next day, and they're behind by 3,000 votes. I'm not saying I don't trust the system, but why the hell won't you give me voter ID if you say the system is not rigged? That's why all of you, our governor, Joe Lombardo, put a bill in to say we want voter ID and we want to do away with the paper ballots. Last session, that bill never even got a hearing at the legislature. So you don't think they're trying to rig this? Now, I'm not trying to do scare tactics, but I want you to show Nevada, I want you to show the rest of the nation what happens when Republicans show up and show out. Ladies and gentlemen, how many of you have caucused? Hold up your pledge cards. All right. Hold them up again. Because by the time I'm done with this, we're all going to be holding our hands up. If you voted for a president in Nevada in the last several cycles, you actually went to a caucus to vote for the president. So, we've taken this and we've made this using all your advice, using all the technology we have nowadays, working with the Republican National Committee, working with our friends and neighbors, and we're going to caucus on February 8th. February 8th, okay? February 6th, the Democrats are going to go do their thing in the primary. President Trump and several other people are not going to be on that ballot because that's for the Democrats. They are going to be competing. If you're Republican, you're competing for a plastic tiara. And we're going to give you a participation trophy because that seems to be a new generation. Now, when he sits down with you, all of you, you're going to go to your neighborhood. We're going to tell you what location to go to. And when you're there, when you walk in, On February 8th, we're going to give you a ballot when you show us your ID. That's well done. You then take that ballot, you check the ballot, and you can go drop it off in the box. If you're voting for Donald Trump, you drop it off. If you're voting for another candidate, you drop it off. And that's it. That's pretty simple. If you want to stay involved in the process, you can stay at the caucus meeting and vote and fight for your president, fight for your candidate, fight for what you believe in. It'll be going on for 2 hours across the state of Nevada, 5 to 7. So on February 8th, feed the kids early, take that day off. You're not going to the movies. You show up to your assigned location, which you will be getting pretty soon, and you come out and vote for your candidate. Because if you want to take back America, and you want to do it by showing your ID, the legal way, and you want to make sure that your ballot counts, it'll be counted in front of you, transparent, not in some back room, you want to show up to the caucus. All right, so let's try this again. On February 8th of next year, how many of you are going to show up to the caucus? Pretty simple, right? Do not let the media spin this on you. Now, we have some good reporters here in Nevada. We have some very bad reporters in Nevada. And we have some fake bloggers who say they're fair but never give a Republican a chance. Ignore the noise. Finish this mission. February 8th. Mark your calendars when you leave here. Do it for your neighbors. You got a special needs husband or wife, make sure they're with us. We want everybody to show up. We want to drag everybody. This is where you show that using a voter ID and using a real ballot works in the state of Nevada. Send a message to the rest of America, and definitely send a message to the rest of our elected officials. We're tired of the games you played. You give us a fair election, I'll give you the next president of the United States, Donald J. Trump. That's how we do it, America. That's how we do it in Nevada. So God bless you. God bless your families. And on February 8th, are you showing up?
As we wait for the next speaker, we want you to support our very good friend here at Right Side Broadcasting Network. That is Mike Lindell. Please support Mike Lindell at mypillow.com. Mypillow.com. Use the RSBN code to receive some percentage points off of your purchase of your order. So go support Mike. Mike has been supporting us and also our initiative and also the American people. He's fighting for election integrity, and he is doing so with his personal funds. It has been hard for him. It's been a struggle for him in these legal battles, and he's using personal money to defend himself as he fights for America. So let's fight for Mike and support him at mypillow.com. Use the RSBN code. With the holidays approaching, Christmas morning, what a big smile on someone's face when they open up a present and there's a gift from My Pillow. So go do a little shopping today for us if you can. Help support Mike at mypillow.com. We are at a fun spot here on the Vegas Strip. We are at a Commit to Caucus event, Stoney's Rockin' Country. And we are waiting for President Trump to take the stage here in about 30 minutes. And as you've heard, we've had some people here taking the stage to get the crowd pumped up. And boy, are they pumped up ahead of the February 8th caucus here in Nevada. Now, earlier, President Trump spoke at the Republican Jewish Coalition at the Venetian Ballroom. That was a lot of fun, very interesting, and heartwarming at the same time, because the president, as long with other presidential candidates, Republican presidential candidates, spoke, and they all had a message for the Jewish people and the people of Israel that the United States stands behind its biggest ally, and that is Israel. So the president, along with others, making a promise that we will continue to fight the good fight, because this is a battle between good versus evil. Good, of course, the people of Israel. Bad, of course, Hamas and the terrorist groups that have attacked so many there. So the war in the Middle East is just picking up. The U.S. just recently did a airstrike on Syria. That was just on Thursday, and this is Saturday. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu spoke today, saying that there's kind of a second war going on right now, and their focus right now is destroying Hamas and freeing all of the hostages. Some hostages have been freed, but we want all of those hostages to come home to their designated countries, as well as some Americans who are being held hostage, go back to their families. So the war continues this evening in the Middle East, and so our hearts and prayers go out to the people there. That's what the main point of topics were today at the Republican Jewish Coalition. The other presidential candidates have left Vegas. As far as we know, President Trump decided to stay with his team for this Commit to Caucus event for Nevada. Now, in 2016, the president lost to Hillary Clinton by about 2%. And then in 2020, he lost to Biden in Nevada by about 2% as well. But he did gain some ground in 2020 as the percentage points did decline a little bit. But we want a win in Nevada. We need the GOP to come out and really vote. Now, some encouraging news is that a lot of people that I speak to when I come to Nevada for these events are actually from California. They are tired of Governor Newsom, and they've crossed state lines, and they are now living in Nevada to get away from the liberal ways of California. And so hopefully a lot of those people, all of those people, will commit to caucus on, that's February 8th. Now, we're not giving up hope on Caucus. The president recently visited California, and the crowds were astonishing. You know, a lot of times you think of California, you think of a liberal state, you think of Governor Newsom, but the Republicans are there. We hear you, we see you. You're getting loud. You're not silent anymore, and that's a great thing. So stand your ground in California. Don't give up hope. We're not giving up hope, and continue to fight the good fight. If you are a Republican in California, we hear you, we see you. But again, a lot of those people are moving here to Nevada, and they'll be voting in 2024. So we're eager to see what the outcome will be in the November 2024 election. Standing outside earlier, watching the crowd come in and come through security as they entered the gates. There was a lot of volunteers outside going down the line, making sure everyone was registered to caucus on February 8th here in Nevada. They're getting people registered. They're getting people pumped up. They're making sure their families, their friends, their neighbors, their coworkers, everyone is signed up, and that is the key. Register, register, register. No matter where you live, make sure you're registered. Get ready to caucus. Get ready to vote. 2024 will be here before we know it. And we are tired of the Biden administration. We can't have a country for 4 more years under a Democrat-led administration. So it's up to you, America, to make sure that it's not just you, but it's your friends, your family, your coworkers, your church members. That's huge. We're talking about faith. We're talking about church. Make sure everyone in your church community is registered to vote and gets out and does just that. We are just moments away again from President Donald Trump taking the stage here at his second event. It's a doubleheader. We were joining you earlier this morning from the Venetian Hotel. We're now at Stoney's, and I'm loving it. Like, I'm a Southern girl, and I see all of this decor, and it has the word cowboy, country western theme. A lot of fun, looking good. I'm actually enjoying this vibe in here, and so are the people. Hundreds of people had to be turned away outside just because it was so packed, and we reached capacity inside, and that's usually what we get at a Trump event. When President Trump's in town, the crowds come out, and unfortunately, if you don't get here early, then you are turned away. So maybe next time. Keep an eye out next time he comes to Nevada, and get here early and That way you can see the president, but we're glad you're joining us here because if you didn't get inside, of course, you can always see live coverage. We show the crowds here on RSBN. Talking about the last event at the Venetian, the GOP presidential candidates all spoke, and a big shocker that came that no one was expecting was when former Vice President Mike Pence took the stage earlier today, and toward the end of his speech, he suspended his campaign. The crowd gasped. We were in awe. We didn't know that it was coming. He was declining by huge margins in the polls. The poll numbers were not in his favor. So he did suspend his campaign today. Vice President Mike Pence did not make an endorsement. So as soon as he suspended his campaign, I was expecting him to make some sort of endorsement, but that has not come just yet from the former vice president. We talked about all of the GOP presidential candidates being there, but just announced yesterday, and it was really good for the people in the Jewish community at this convention, at this event, to hear from State Representative Mike Johnson, our new Speaker of the House from Louisiana. He showed up today, as well as House Majority Leader Steve Scalise. They were also in attendance. So the Vegas Strip is being bombarded by all of your top Republicans today from across the nation. And so, Nevada, we need you to really show up to the polls. Trump needs to win, or one of these Republicans needs to win. We need to keep Nevada strong. We need to keep it red. Hey, just recently, they voted in a Republican governor. He beat out a Democrat incumbent. So Nevada is making moves toward a GOP 2024 election win. So keep doing what you're doing, Nevada, because it was good to see, encouraging to see that Governor Lombardo won the governorship just recently, beating out an incumbent. The elections, again, Trump up in the polls, and some polls head-to-head with Biden. He is winning in key states, those swing states that are very important. He is ahead. That's always good to see. And, of course, when it goes to the GOP primary candidates, he is up in some polls over 50%. So President Trump doing very well right now when it comes to the latest poll numbers. Now, I want to talk about the border because I'm from Texas. I'm from a border state. But the border is affecting everyone. And so when you see me here on RSBN, I'll probably always talk about the border because it is a definite crisis going on in our country. It's wide open. And if you don't have a border, you don't have a country. And our southern border is wide open. Now, I do know that Texas Governor Greg Abbott is doing what he can to secure his own border. He's building the wall. He's continuing President Trump's wall. And he says, you know what? If the Biden administration won't do it, I'll take matters into my own hands and I'll do it. So if you follow Governor Abbott on social media, he posts nearly daily that he is continuing to build the wall and he is showing progress almost daily. Now, we encourage other states to do the same because that's what we need. If the federal government's not doing it, if the states can do it at their level, then hopefully that can be accomplished. Over 2 million illegal immigrants, 2.4 million to be exact, came across the border in the last year. That's enough to fill up the cities of Houston and also Chicago. Think about that for a second. Both of those cities have around 2.4 million people. That's how many people came across the border illegally in 1 year. It's astonishing. It's crazy. And Chicago and Houston are third and fourth in the nation as the most populous states. Okay, so we're going to show you the crowd. I know you want to see what's going on behind me. We're going to let you check out the crowds. We always show them here on RSBN. Again, they're having to turn people away because we are at capacity right now. As we show the crowds, we want to talk about some Trump cards. How cool are these? The official Trump NFT sold out within 24 hours last time. Many people wanted a physical version, not just a digital image. So if you are one of the many people that hope to have a physical version, you're going to love these physical Trump trading cards. Think of these like baseball cards of President Trump. Each of them are tightly sealed and preserved in a case and include a certificate of authenticity. Only 2,500 will ever be made, and if you act now, you can claim all 6 of these unique pieces of art before they sell out. Act right now. Text the keyword cards to 70301 to claim yours now. Again, that's cards to 70301 to claim yours now. Stocking stuffer idea, love it. All right, we're listening to some music right now as we get ready for President Trump to take the stage here in about 20 minutes. The people here have been standing outside for hours and hours, hoping to get a glimpse of the former president. And hopefully, we'll be hearing from him soon. We know he is here, speaking with people in the back, as he usually does, shaking hands, talking to donors, saying thank you to all of the state and local officials who are here supporting him and endorsing him. What's next for President Trump? Well, we have a busy couple of weeks ahead. I'll tell you, tomorrow he'll be in Iowa. We have a crew already heading that way, a snowy situation there. Brian Glenn, Christina Baum, they'll have coverage for you tomorrow as President Trump has some statements to make in Iowa. Then on Thursday of next week, he'll go down to the great state of Texas. He'll be in Houston, where I'll be, along with the other members of the RSBN crew. Fast forward to November 8th, which is soon. We're almost wrapping up October. November 8th, he will have a rally in the suburbs of Miami. That's on the same day as the third presidential debate. And he's doing it right down the road from the debates. Again, Vice President, the former Vice President under the Trump administration, Mike Pence, suspended his campaign today, so that's one less person who will be at the debate. But President Trump won't be there either. He'll be right down the road holding his own rally in the Miami area at a huge stadium, expecting a huge turnout. That is November 8th. Don't forget to sign up for our newsletter, RSBN Network, rsbnetwork.com. If you're following us on Rumble, thank you for doing that. Make sure you sign up for Locals on Rumble to get exclusive content there. Also, RSBN across the board on X, formerly known as Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, of course, our fave, Truth Social. I'm there as well on Truth Social, Instagram, Facebook, X. Just search Vanessa Broussard and you'll find me. I would love to get to know you, to chat with you. Love our viewers, love connecting. Let me know where you're from. We get viewers from not just here in America, but viewers from all over the world. And I love when they write in and they tell me, Vanessa, thank you for everything you're doing. Thank you to RSBN. We support you, and name a country. So people from all over the world are hoping for a GOP win in 2024. All right, as we get ready to hear from President Donald Trump, that'll be taking place here in about 10 to 15 minutes. We're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break here from Las Vegas, Nevada. We'll be right back here live on RSBN.
Right Side Broadcasting is known for panning the crowds, showing the packed arenas, and allowing you to see the truth. We've covered hundreds of rallies, briefings, marches, CPAC, and the historic overturning of Roe v. Wade. Right Side Broadcasting was created in 2015 by our founder, Joe Seals, creating a unique broadcasting experience that allows you to make your own decision rather than force-feeding you an agenda. We don't cut or edit people's words or twist them to fit a particular point of view. We allow our correspondents to be open about their opinions while maintaining journalistic integrity. Right Side Broadcasting wants to continue our legacy with help from people just like you. Your donations and support allow us to continue to be the gold standard in live, unedited event coverage. Help our cause by sharing our broadcasts, subscribing on our social media platforms, and supporting us on our locals community. Your monthly or one-time contributions on our website are crucial in our fight for the truth. Thank you for all of your generous support.
My
My Towels solved a problem that we've all had with towels. You go into the stores and they feel lotiony and soft, but then you get them home and they wind dry you. That's why I made My Towels. They actually work, they're soft, and they absorb. And now I'm excited to announce 2 brand new lines of My Towels. What makes them the best towels ever is they're now made with 100% long staple Shapir cotton. This is a combed ring spun cotton that makes My Towels even softer and more absorbent than ever. And now you get a 6-piece set for an amazing introductory sale price as low as $29.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get My Towels for only $29.98. Or you can get my designer premium line for just $20 more. Either way, you save 50% now on all My Towels. They actually work. What a concept. This offer won't last long, so please order now.
MyPillow.com. What's up, guys? My name is Jaden Hurd, and I have a Christian show called Let It Be Heard, where we analyze culture and current events from a biblical perspective. I highly recommend you guys check us out. We now have episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And basically, what happens is we react to videos, we have talking points, we have on guests, and it's very exciting. Come check us out on Rumble and the RSBN channel. God bless you guys.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and my employees and I want to thank each and every one of you for your continued support. With everything going on right now, your rest is so important. That's why we're having the biggest My Pillow sale ever. Not only are my bed pillows as low as $19.98, but you can get the best body pillows ever. Regular $89.98, now only $29.98. Take your rest on the go with our Roll and Go Anywhere My Pillows for only $14.98. And we have our new couch and accent pillows. They aren't just for looks. They have My Pillow's patented adjustable fill that gives you that amazing My Pillow comfort. In this economy, you get the best gifts ever for the best prices ever. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code and you get deep discounts on body, couch, bolster pillows, and so much more, including my original bed pillows for as low as $19.98. Please order now while quantities last.
All right, welcome back here to Las Vegas, Nevada. We want to tell you real quick at this Commit to Caucus event held by President Donald J. Trump that you help us stay in the mix here on the campaign trail. We get to do this. We get to bring you coverage live from all of these events because of the people who back us, and that's partly due to you at home. Please donate if you can to Right Side Broadcasting Network. Go to our website. Please donate. Every little bit helps. It doesn't have to be a lot. It can be just a couple of dollars here and there. Now, if you want to donate more, we'll gladly accept that. But in order for our staff and our crew to continue to follow the politics into 2024, please consider donating to Right Side Broadcasting Network. Again, that's RSBNetwork.com. We thank all of you who have done so already over the years, and also to those of you who will donate today. Thank you for doing that. And together, we're going to make this country great again. We are going to take out the Biden administration, and we're going to have a GOP win in 2024. So let's stand together. Please hit donate on the Right Side Broadcasting Network website, rsbnetwork.com. We appreciate every little bit that you can give. A very energetic crowd here at the Commit to Caucus event at Stoney's Rockin Country in Las Vegas, Nevada, at the sort of toward the end of the Vegas Strip. But people are pumped up. They're excited. They're ready to see President Trump. They will caucus here in Nevada on February 8th. If you're watching right now from this great state, make sure that you are registered for that. We had volunteers outside earlier, making sure all of the thousands in line hoping to get in were registered. We want to make sure that you are too. So make sure you register to caucus. Okay, as they turn out the lights, we want to tell you more about some of our sponsors who we are grateful for. Now, I am behind the camera right now because we had to move our camera up, so you'll hear me. You won't see me, but I am here with you. Vanessa Broussard, reporting to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada. the Wellness Center. Did you know that close to 90% of pharmaceuticals in the U.S. are produced outside of the U.S.? So what that means is that we could be in trouble if there's another global crisis strike. Countries clamp down on exports, they stockpile, the price of imports rise, and the pharmaceutical shelves in America are empty. There are a few four-letter words that highlight what everyone should have in an emergency, and that's guns, gold, food, and meds. I like that a lot, those four-letter words: guns, gold, food, and meds. Meds are where the wellness company can help. The doctors that advised President Trump on HCQ in 2020, they came together to create this kit, and that's where the wellness company's medical emergency kit comes in. It holds potentially life-saving drugs that every single American should keep stocked in their medicine cabinet. This medical emergency kit conveniently holds 8 prescription medications. It's like having a pharmacy in your bathroom or anywhere you need it to be. Antibiotics, antivirals, and antiparasitics. It has meds like ivermectin, Z-Pak, things that you know you will need. The kit comes with a 22-page guidebook with instructions on safe use for each medication in the box. Everything from benign tick bites to extreme bioterror events. It has scenario covered, every scenario covered, like a doctor in a box. So head to MakeCareGreatAgain.com. That's MakeCareGreatAgain.com. Check it out. Grab your medical emergency kit right now. Use the code RSBN. It saves you 15% at checkout. So if you use the code RSBN, you can save 15% at checkout. There's a huge demand right now. So make sure to order yours before the holiday season when cold and flu really ramps up. Be safe, be prepared, stay well. Kits are only available in the USA, nowhere else, only available in the USA. Unfortunately, not right now. They're not currently in Alabama and Louisiana. So go to MakeCareGreatAgain.com, use the code RSBN, and that will save you 15% at checkout. About 8 minutes away now from President Donald Trump taking the stage at his second event today in Las Vegas. Earlier on, he spoke at the Republican Jewish Coalition. That's a group who has a voice for American Jews. It was their annual summit today and this weekend. And now he is at the Commit to Caucus event at Stoney's Rockin Country. Nevada will caucus on February 8th. Nevada is an important state for the president to win. Governor Joe Lombardo just won last year, defeating a Democrat incumbent. So that was very good to see in the state of Nevada. It shows you where we're leaning, where the state is going in terms of GOP versus Democrat. And they went with a Republican governor beating out a Democrat incumbent. So that's where we stand right now. President Trump continues to flourish in the polls. He's up in the polls tremendously. When it comes against Joe Biden, he's up in the polls in swing states. Those numbers have continued to come out looking good for the former president. But when it comes to the GOP primary, he's up in some cases over 50% against his GOP rivals. They are going to be debating in Miami on November 8th. President Trump will be holding a rally at the same time, just miles down the road on that same day in the Miami area. All right, we are still minutes away from President Trump taking the stage. I'm looking around at this crowd as I'm talking to you, and it's so good to see all the smiling faces. Hope is strong when we come to these events because the American people have hope that our country can be saved, that the chaos surrounding our country right now, the decline, the Americans who can't afford to put food on the table, they're working extra jobs just to make ends meet, to pay bills. They're in debt. They don't know what the future is going to hold. Well, we have hope that there's going to be a better tomorrow with a new administration. So don't lose hope. When you come to these events, the people here are hopeful. They've had enough. They see what the Biden administration is doing to this country, and they are fed up. They're ready to caucus here in Nevada. All right, we are in the Vegas Strip, along the Vegas Strip, at a very country themed location. It reminds me of home in Texas. I'm loving it. It's perfect. There's a huge American flag on one of the walls, the word cowboy in bright letters on another wall. Very rustic, barn-like. So if you're ever in the Vegas area, come out and support Stoney's Rockin' Country. Great people here. We appreciate them being so kind to us. You know, we talked a little bit just a minute ago about Americans being worried about your future, and that includes your savings as well. People are just losing sleep over it. I mean, it's stressful. It gives you anxiety. And so we don't want you to worry anymore. That's why we think that the Birch Gold Group could be perfect for you. Now, last month, the G20 announced a plan to impose digital currencies and digital IDs on their respective populations. Central bank digital currencies essentially allow the government to track every purchase you make. So they could even allow officials to prohibit you from purchasing certain products or easily freeze or seize part or all of your money. How scary is that? So in essence, they enable the government to take more control over your finances. That should never happen. Concerned Americans are diversifying their assets into physical gold with the help of Birch Gold Group. Now, if you want a physical asset held in a tax-sheltered retirement account, you should call Birch Gold Group too. But learn for yourself. You can text the word Trump to 989898, and they'll send you a free information kit on gold. Now, the easiest way to become a Birch Gold customer, if you have an IRA or a 401k from a previous employer, just gathering dust, well, Birch Gold can help you convert it into an IRA in gold, and you don't pay a penny out of pocket. Again, text the word Trump to 989898. Claim your free info kit on gold, then call them. Because if digital currency becomes a reality, it'll be nice to have some gold to fall back on. The Birch Gold Group, text the word Trump to 989898. President Trump showed a lot of accomplishments in his 4 years in office, and he believes, and the American people believe, he is not done yet. He has so much left to finish. Now, if you want to go to his website, and if you haven't already, you can go to donaldjtrump.com. There you can see his plans for another 4 years in office. It's under the tab Agenda 47. The president has laid out his plans for another 4 years, and that includes what's going on in the auto industry. You know, the auto workers are on strike. The president calling it, quote, an absolute disgrace, what's happening, and that they are getting ripped off by Biden. So if you're in the auto industry and you want to see what the president's plans are for another 4 years, he actually has a video message for you on his website. He also talks about Joe Biden requesting 67% of all new vehicles to be electric in 10 years. Of course, the president has talked about that in his speeches recently. He does not agree on that. But again, if you're in the auto industry and you want to see what his message is and his plans for the auto industry, you can go to Agenda 47 on his website. Also, he talks a lot about schools. He cares for the kids. We all do. They are our future generation. We have to save this country for ourselves, but also for them, our kids, our grandkids, nieces, nephews. The future is theirs. The president says great schools lead to great jobs. He wants to close the Department of Education in Washington, D.C., and send all education work back to the states. That's what the president says on Agenda 47. He talks about the death penalty for human traffickers and also rebuilding our military. The president is really big on supporting our military. and he says we are in a recruitment crisis. All of this can be found, if you're interested, on donaldjtrump.com, Agenda 47, if you want to see what his plans are. As the crowd, we'll let you listen in, chanting "We love Trump." People are already standing up. They have their phones out. We just hit the top of the hour. The top of the hour here, so they know he's coming on any minute. Their phones are up. Their signs are up. They are ready for the president to come out on stage at this Commit to Caucus event. As we wait, we want to remind you, if you're just joining us, we have a busy few weeks ahead. We will be in Iowa tomorrow. Brian Glenn, Christina Bobb will be in a very frigid Iowa. That's tomorrow. President Trump will be visiting there to speak. Then on Thursday, he's heading down south to Houston, Texas. That is on Thursday. I'll be there covering that. And then on November 8th, he'll be in Miami for a rally on the same night as the debate. That should be a huge one. It'll be Brian Glenn, Christina Bobb, and me, all three there for that rally on November 8th in Miami. So if you're in the Florida area and you want to attend, all of that information can be found on our website, rsbnetwork.com. We want you to go ahead and sign up for our newsletter while you're there on rsbnetwork.com. There you can get all of the latest information in politics. You can see our schedule there. Never miss a beat with our newsletter. Make sure you sign up, rsbnetwork.com. Also follow RSBN across the board on all social media. And you can do the same for me. I'm on Instagram, Vanessa Broussard. Vanessa Broussard News is the handle. Then on Truth Social, it's just my name, Vanessa Broussard. A lot of people ask me all the time when I travel the country, how do you spell that? It's Broussard. I would love to chat with you, get to know you, so make sure you follow all of the reporters and RSBN on social media. As we head into 2024, we're going to be on the campaign trail, so make sure you're following us, following along. Where we go, we want to take you with us. Now, a lot of these signs that the people are holding up say Trump 2024. Text Trump to 88022. So if you want to do that, go ahead and do that. You'll see that a lot of times at his events. Text the word Trump to 88022. We're going to switch gears real quick from politics. We do want to say that our thoughts and prayers are with the people of Maine. That was big in the headlines this week. My heart really went out to the people there. I was watching live coverage as it was unfolding. And it was just devastating to watch as they were searching for the gunmen, locking down hospitals, searching hospitals, 18 dead as a gunman went into a bowling alley and a bar. That was on Wednesday, opening fire, again killing 18, wounding numerous others. Just sad to see. They did find the shooter had committed suicide afterwards. They did find a suicide note in his house. He had mental health issues leading up to this. He had been in and out of mental institutes. So it's a big problem here in America. And so if you see something, say something. If you're suspicious about somebody and maybe what they're posting on social media, say something. Help save lives. Again, our prayers for Maine. And the people there, they had to shut down schools, businesses, public places as they searched for this shooter. But again, a little sigh of relief there to know that he is no longer a threat to the community. Unfortunately, a lot of lives were lost there, and all the victims and their families, our hearts go out to you. All right, we're getting ready for President Donald Trump to come out on the stage for our commit to Caucus Event that we're attending here on Right Side Broadcasting Network. Share our feed with your friends, your family, wherever you're watching from. Go ahead and share it, because the more people that know about RSBN, the better as we head into the November 2024 election. And if you're watching, go ahead and tell us where you're watching from. We love to see when people write in from all over the country and also all over the world. So go ahead, and there's a comment section on the site you're watching on. Let us know where you're watching from. And hello to all of you, all of the 50 states and everyone across the world. We get messages from you as well, and we enjoy knowing that you watch Right Side Broadcasting Network, your election headquarters for the 2024 campaign. Okay, we even have people on their toes, hoping to get a glimpse of the president when they come out. They are standing on their toes. Everybody is waiting. He is here inside the building, meeting with people in the back. We want to talk about our new Speaker of the House, Representative Mike Johnson from Louisiana, who was just voted in last week. He says that the House is back in business and they are now able to vote now that there's a Speaker. He gives all the glory to God. He says that is what keeps this country going, and that's God. So again, we have a crew. Our Brian Glenn is at the Capitol a lot of days, and he's there, right there, when the House is voting and what's going on in the Senate. He's right there. So make sure you follow us for information from him on what's going on at the Capitol. We'll be watching the new Speaker and his new role in the coming weeks. Also, he was in Vegas this morning at the Republican Jewish Coalition. So was House Majority Leader Steve Scalise. Earlier at the convention for the Jewish community, the president talked about our love for Israel. He offered his grievances. He says, we too have anger toward Hamas, and we stand with Israel 100%. And I think we are getting some word now that the president may be coming out soon. Let's take a listen in. I think we saw some security walking out and the people got excited. So not yet. The president has not come out just yet. But going back to earlier today when he spoke for the Republican Jewish Coalition, he talked about standing behind the Israel people 100%. Now, all of the GOP candidates spoke about Israel because they were speaking to a Jewish coalition. And so that was the theme for this morning, and it was heartbreaking to talk about it, but heartwarming to know that we have Israel's back, our biggest ally. President Trump says that the killers will burn in hell. Those are his exact words. He said it's good versus evil. He says that Joe Biden's weakness is what caused the attacks on Israel. He had some good quotes from the speech today, so make sure you go to Right Side Broadcasting Network social media and you'll see some of those great quotes from the president. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu also saying today that the second stage of war has begun and that they are focused on destroying Hamas and returning the hostages safely. So a second stage of war has begun, and they're focused destroying Hamas and returning hostages safely. So the war continues in the Middle East, heightened tensions, high alert. And again, our thoughts and prayers go out to Israel. We stand with Israel. Hey, and we want to talk to you about MyPillow. Mike Lindell doing great things across the country to encourage and enforce an election integrity. Mike Lindell has been a big advocate for what's right. He wants what's right for America. Just do the right thing. And he wants that when it comes to the election process. That's all he's asking. He just wants to make sure our elections are fair and square. And so they're attacking him for doing that, for wanting what's right. He's had to hire legal teams, lawyers, and he's using his personal funds to do so. So I'm asking you, if you can, to help support Mike, because Mike Lindell is fighting for all of America on his own dime. And if you've ever hired an attorney, you know how much it costs for legal work. And these battles are ongoing. And so it's hard for Mike Lindell to pay for his personal funds to keep these legal battles going, but he's willing to do it in the name of America. So Mike Lindell is fighting for us, and so we're asking you to fight for Mike Lindell. Go to mypillow.com, support Mike, buy some wonderful products. A robe, slippers, towels, mypillow.com, and you can also use the RSBN code to save on your purchase. mypillow.com. RSBN is your code. And thank you, Mike, for all of your hard work and helping keeping America, the integrity, truth. That's all we want. That's all we ask for. All right, we have some Pitbull playing here at Stoney's, and the people are jumping up and down, dancing, excited. It's a party here in Vegas as we get ready for President Donald J. Trump. A doubleheader here on Right Side Broadcasting Network. He spoke at the Venetian Hotel and the convention center there this morning, and now he's heading here to Stoney's Rockin' Country on the Strip. And it is rocking in here right now. Standing room only. I'm looking around right now, and both sides are to capacity. They had to actually turn people away at the door because we are at capacity. We have reached our max inside Stoney's. People even got mad at me when I walked in. I said, hey, I'm media. I'm already counted in the head count. They did that earlier today, so don't get mad at me. People, when they stand out in line for a long time, they want inside to see President Donald Trump. But the media's counted well in advance. So if you see us sneaking in, trust me, it's fair. We were already counted in the beginning. It's fire code. And that's what we have to explain to people whenever they can't get in. It's a fire code. The fire marshals come in. They do a head count as people come in. And once it's at capacity, that's just law. That's ordinance. And it happens a lot at Trump events. People are turned away in droves because the lines are outrageous. They are wrapped around buildings, around parking lots. And people come days in advance, hours in advance. They really love to come support President Trump. So the last thing they ever want to hear is they can't get in. But, you know, tell me a Biden rally where it's ever been like this. If you can tell me one of those, because I haven't heard of one. All right, the president was supposed to come out on stage about 15 minutes ago, but we're still waiting as he shakes hands in the back, takes photos, I'm sure, talking to donors, talking to people who have endorsed him, city officials, state officials. We want to thank the people of Las Vegas for hosting us here and their beautiful city. It's been a lot of work, and the people here are gracious, nice people who we've worked with. at the Venetian for that event and also here at Stoney's. Everyone's been very nice, very gracious. We want to remind you that Birch Gold is very helpful when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your future, when it comes to your savings, when it comes to your IRAs. Give them a shot. Go to Birch Gold. A representative will call you and talk to you about a plan that's right for you. You can text the word Trump to 989898.
State chairman in the country, Nevada Republican Party Chair Michael J. McDonald.
All right. I told you I'd be back with a special guest. I got someone backstage. He cannot hear you. One more time. What's that sign saying? Trump? 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 Are you going to put him in the White House? Are you going to caucus for Donald Trump on the 8th of February? Republicans are caucusing. And who's your man? There you go. Without further ado, I give you President Donald J. Trump.
From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Oh, thank you. Well, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, and I want to thank Michael. He's been fantastic right from the beginning, and I want to just say very special hello, Nevada. We're going to do some great things. We've had some incredible wins here, and we're going to take it all the way. And we win this state, we win it all. You know that, right? So
And I apologize for those lights. The only place I don't have a light's up here, so that means we're going to have to wing it tonight, okay? There's no light. They give us plenty of lights, but not to read this crap. Look, they wrote me a beautiful speech. I might as well throw it right out the window. But I just want to thank all of you. It's been a special place for me. And we had great business success here. We've had great business success, great relationships. Phil Ruffin and some people that we deal with. He's a fantastic guy. Great poker player, too, by the way, but he's a fantastic man. And we've had a good time. And I want to just thank all of the supporters in the room, because this is all about supporters. We want to get out. We want to caucus. And, you know, our competitors aren't doing too well in the polls. You probably read. But I know he did. He just left. Mike Pence just left. Did you hear that? Yeah. And we have others that are leaving. We just had 2 great endorsements, as you know. 2 great endorsements. Mr. Johnson and Mr. Elder, Larry Elder. They're fantastic guys. And they just left the race and they said, we endorse Trump. We're not going to... That's better. They said, we're not going to beat him, so we might as well endorse him. And they're good people, too. I want to recognize, you know, Michael, and Michael's been here a long time doing a fantastic job. He's been a friend of mine for a long time. He just spoke, and we want to thank him very much. He does a fantastic job. RNC National Committee woman, Sergol Chata. Where is she? She's around here someplace. Where are you? Raise that beautiful hand. Thank you, darling. I appreciate it. What a job you do, too. Thank you very much. Clark County GOP Chair, Jesse Law. Jesse, wherever you may be. Thank you, Jesse. There's a lot of people in this room. An Assemblyman, terrific person, Ken Gray. Ken? Thank you, Ken. Great. Thank you very much. And a really great star, a great person. I know what it is to be in television. He spent 21 years in a very successful show, as you know, Pawn Stars, Rick Harrison. So, Rick, thank you very much. Where is Rick? Thank you, Rick. What a great job. And he comes to a lot of rallies. He's us. He's MAGA all the way. He's MAGA. You got a lot of MAGA. A man who has been incredible. He loves Israel. He loves our country. He's one of the most popular hosts there are. He's got radio, he's got television, he's got everything. He's also got a beautiful wife, and they're both here today. Wayne Allen Root. Where is Wayne? Wayne, where are you? What a wonderful guy, Wayne. Thank you, Wayne. And he's always been on our side. Well, he likes us because we like Israel, and we like a lot of the things that are happening before we left. After we left, our country's going to hell. It's going to hell. It's going to hell in a handbasket, as they would say. And the owner of Stoney's, thank you. The owner, we just met him, Chris Loden. Thank you, Chris. And we have a very, very special man, the North Carolina GOP chair. He's a very powerful guy in the world of politics. Michael Whatley, and Michael is going to make sure that the vote is counted accurately all over the country. North Carolina, we're doing fine all over the country, right? And he's the guy we're charging with that little task. It's not an easy task because they cheat like hell, you know? It's all they're good at. They're no good at borders. They're no good at anything. They want your taxes to go up, your interest rates to go up. They don't want you to buy houses, but they are good at cheating in elections. So we're here today for a very important reason to commit to caucus. You know what that is, right? That means commit to caucus. It means you have to get your friends and get everybody out there and get people to do what they have to do. And this is a special group that we're inviting. And I have to say, outside we have probably twice this number. Would anybody like to give up their spot? Raise your hand. No? All right, I don't blame you. But think of it, just over 3 months from now, we are starting, the Iowa caucus is going to be in less than 3 months. We come here after 3 weeks after that. So we're less than 3 months it begins. Think of that. But it really begins for me right now, and it really began for me about a year ago, right? Because they say, we're not going to let them rig this election like they did last time. We're not going to let them do it. We're not going to let them. We set an all-time record in history for a sitting president. I said, oh, good. How much did we win by? Oh, sir, he just inched you out. What a crooked. Our country's crooked in so many ways. Whether it's an open border, whether it's elections, it's crooked in so many ways. We're going to straighten it out. But we need every patriot that you know to make sure that you get out, grab them, and put them in the car that day. That's going to be a very special day. And in the general, if we win, we're doing very well. We're up like 50 or 60 points in the primary. We got Bert Brain, we got Ron DeSanctimonious, we got a lot of. We got some beauties. We got some beauties, I'll tell you. But we're up by 52, 53 points, I heard. But I hear there's a poll coming out tomorrow that lifts us up almost to, that's just here. And all over the country, we're up about close to 60 points, so we're doing good. We will not, for the NFL or football fans, we will not play prevent defense. Do you agree? You ever see prevent? They hold the team scoreless for the entire game. Now they have to do it just one more series. And they go prevent. And that's the end of that game. It prevents you from winning. We won't do that. We won't play prevent. But together we're going to win Nevada in a historic landslide. And we're going to push crooked Joe Biden, the most incompetent president we've ever had. And the most corrupt president. We've never had a corrupt president like this. This guy is corrupt and incompetent and doesn't know what he's doing. He's going to get us into World War III. Think of what's happened. We left 3 years ago. Everything was great. We're energy independent. We had the greatest economy ever twice. We did it twice. We took care of COVID. We never got the proper credit for that, but we did a phenomenal job. The stock market was higher when we handed it over. Think of it, was higher than just previous to COVID. It was higher. But we created the greatest economy in history. The greatest. It's never been like that. We were energy independent. We were going to be energy dominant. We were going to start paying off the 32 trillion. Now it's 36 trillion. But we're going to start paying off debt, and we're going to lower your taxes further. You know, we got you the biggest tax cut ever. And all of these things, we're going to drill, baby, drill. Remember that? Drill, baby, drill. And then we had that terrible, terrible tragedy happen on election night. But it wasn't really election night. You know, you don't have election night anymore. You have election period. Because some of these stupid things go 48, 49 days. What do they do during those 49? They cheat. But, you know, it used to be you had election day. In France, they went back to it. We should go one day voting. We should go paper ballots and voter ID. It's very simple. Very simple. In France, they recently had an election, 37 million votes. It was same day. It was paper ballots and voter ID. Everything was done. At the end of the day, 10:30 in the evening, they called the winner. They called the loser. Everybody went home. They were all satisfied. There weren't, had you ever seen these elections with the machines? We think we'll have the result. Here's election night. We think we'll know what Pennsylvania is in about 7 days. What, 7 days? They used to do it in 1 day with paper ballots, right? Now they said, we think in 7, 8 days we should come up. So you don't even know who won the election. This is the craziest thing. These elections are so rigged, and we're not going to allow it to happen anymore. I'm not going to allow it. So Michael, do a good job. One of the first things we'll do when we get into the White House is to stop the invasion that's taking place on our southern border. Think of it. Stop the invasion. It's an invasion. We're being invaded. We're being invaded by people that come from all over the world. They come from prisons. They come from, you know, there's a difference between a prison and a jail. Not a big difference. It's not, neither one's great, but we have them all. We get the prisons. We get the jails. We have insane asylums. My people said, please don't use that term. That's Silence of the Lambs. Anybody see it? A great actor. He was great. But it's Silence of the Lambs. Hannibal Lecter. We got that. But we also have mental institutions. That's where a lot of people, There are mental institutions all over the country, all over the countries in South America, but all over the world are being emptied out, and who can blame them? And the people are being brought, they call them deposited. Where are you going to deposit? It's a terrible term to use, but they call them deposited into the United States. Congratulations, congratulations. So they're coming from mental institutions and prisons, and they're terrorists at a level that we've never seen before coming in. At a level, you know, they said in 2019 they found none. That was us, none. Now this last week they reported numbers that we've never seen before. Terrorists, and they're coming in. And we built the wall. We built 500 plus miles of wall, and then which is more than what we said, and then we were going to add another 200. We bought the material, we bought the walls. All we had to do is put them up. And we had that tragic result, which has destroyed our country. It shows what happens. I mean, think of it. All of these things that are happening wouldn't have happened. Ukraine wouldn't have happened. The attack on Israel wouldn't have happened. Wouldn't have happened. Nothing like this would have happened. So we're gonna change things around, and we're gonna have to do it fast, or we're not gonna have a country left. Very simple. We're not gonna have a country left. Just recently, Customs and Border Patrol distributed a warning that Hamas, has anyone ever heard of Hamas? Not nice. Not nice. And Hezbollah and the Palestinian Islamic Jihad could try to infiltrate terrorists across the border and into our country. Thank you very much. You know, the same people that attacked Israel are coming into our country, too. And did you ever notice, somebody said the other day, some fool on CNN said, oh, isn't that nice? They're all nice young men. They have young men, 23, 24, 22 years old, strong. They like nice young men. There's something going on. There's something going on. It's not a good thing. They have a lot of young men, young, strong men. I don't want to insult the women, but they're young, strong men, even though, as you know, they want men to play in women's sports. You know that? We're not going to allow that. We're not allowing that. We're not allowing that. So, yeah, one of their favorite things we want. Who would want that? Think of it. Open borders, pay high taxes, pay high interest rates. You can't buy a home, bad education, woke military. There's not a policy they have. No voter ID, rigged elections. Who would want this? And then they come up with men should have the ability to play in women's sports. I want to do that too. I'm an extraordinary athlete. I want to play. You know, I'm not a big fan of LeBron James, but I would go to him and I'd say, LeBron, have you ever thought of playing women's basketball? Because I would be the greatest coach in history, I believe. I'd get LeBron to transition, and I'd get 3 or 4 other people to transition, and I would be better than John Wooden. I would be the greatest basketball coach in history. We would go through. We would be undefeated for years. They wouldn't even get old, the players. They could be 70, 75. Just keep playing. Don't worry about it. Undefeated. They'd be undefeated for 42 years before they retire. One day I'll terminate every single, on day one, we're going to terminate every single open borders policy of the Biden administration. And we will begin the single largest domestic deportation operation in American history. We have to. We have to. Not that I want to do that. You know, Dwight Eisenhower, he was a great general, actually, underrated. He's a great general. When he was president, he deported. He was very much into it. He said, you have to come in legally. That's the same with me. Have to come into the country legally, right? Legally. And he did tremendous deportation, and, you know, works. But we have all of these people coming in, and we do have many, many criminals and people that shouldn't be in our country, including disease, by the way. People coming in that are very, very sick, and they do pain things. It's just not right what's happening. Who would think that this is a good thing? Who would think this is a good thing? It's so sad. And we're gonna take, and I think that's why we're leading Biden by 10 points, 12 points, 14 points. But what they do is they say, you know, he's killing us. Let's indict him. What do we indict? Oh, he complained about the election. Let's indict him because he complained about the election, which was rigged, by the way. See, most guys would say, oh, I don't want to say it was rigged because it was so rigged. But what happens is they indict me because I complain about the election. Well, so does about 80% of the country complain because it was a rigged election. It was a rigged election. And then you have the weak people, some weak people, they fought, and then all of a sudden, and you know, who the hell can blame them? These animals have been going after them for 3 years. They said, oh, well, let me make up a story about Trump. I'll do anything. Just leave me alone. They get, you know what, honestly, I don't blame them that much. They get tired. But we don't get tired. We got to straighten out our country. We got to straighten out our borders and our elections, and we're going to do it fast. So we have not one, but two immigration disasters. You know that we have the border, and we also have the Biden State Department, which is flooding our country with jihadists and Hamas. They're flooding into our country. They're sympathizers. That's why you see these big rallies all over the place. They came in over a very short period of time. A lot of them came in through Obama, too. Barack Hussein Obama. Has anyone ever heard of Barack? Remember Rush? Remember Rush Limbaugh? The great Rush? He'd go, Barack Hussein Obama. Barack Hussein Obama. He was a great piece of work. We miss him. But you see now how important it was to have the Trump travel ban. Remember the Trump travel ban? And for 4 years, you had no problems, did you? You had none. Now you have problems. Yeah, you have problems. Think of it, World Trade Center, so many things before. During our 4 years, we had no problems. And I could never talk about it during the 4 years because I didn't want something to happen the next day. So I wouldn't want to say. But after I left, I talk about it all the time. We had a travel ban that was very restrictive to certain countries where they want to send people that hate us into our country. So if you don't mind, we'll have it again, okay? Is that okay? And we won it through the Supreme Court. You know, we had to win. We had to go all the way up to the Supreme Court. We won. We instituted the travel ban, and it was amazing. Again, you come into the country, but you come in legally. But every time I see on television, I have people wearing the hat, it said, Trump was right about everything. I don't want to brag, but I think I've been right about, like, everything. I think I've been right about everything. And when we return to the White House, we, not me, we're going to return, all of us together. We're going to return, and that's why I love that you're working on Caucus with us. We'll terminate the visas of all of Hamas sympathizers, and we'll get them off our college campuses, out of our cities, and get them the hell out of our country, if that's okay with you. Because if you don't love America, we really don't want you, and we're not going to let you come to America. Under the Trump administration, the world was safe because America was strong. America was respected. And whether, I guess I shouldn't be saying, but your president was very respected. They all respected your president. They respected us. China respected us. Russia respected us. You know, you didn't see Russia going into Ukraine with me. They would have never done it. You didn't see China talking about Taiwan with me. North Korea, we got along. All of a sudden, all that nuclear talk stopped, which is starting right now. You could very well end up in World War III, I hate to tell you. But the horrific attacks in Israel never would have happened, just wouldn't have happened to even think. When you turn on television today, you pick up the papers, you look at the news, so many different sources today, thank goodness, because the old stuff was so fake, it got so crazy. Fake, look at them back there. Look at those cameras. Oh, now the cameras turn off. You know, every time I start talking, those red lights, see those red lights? They get a little darker, doom. Every time I mention fake news, CNN just goes right off. Sure. But a vote for Joe Biden, Crooked Joe. You know, we changed his name. We had Sleepy Joe. They're both good. Let me ask you, what's a better name? Sleepy Joe Sleepy Joe Biden or Crooked Joe Biden. They're both very accurate. They're both accurate. Which is better? Okay, let's have a vote. Which is better? Ready? We'll go crooked first, so we'll go. Which is better? Crooked Joe Biden or Sleepy Joe Biden? All right, crooked. So, you know, having a big vocabulary, I said you can't use the same word for two people. So, one of the best days, a couple of months ago, in the life of Hillary Clinton, we relieved her of the word crooked Hillary, right? And now we call her beautiful. She's a beautiful woman. We call her beautiful Hillary. And we brought the term crooked to Joe because he's crooked as hell. There's never been anybody so crooked, so corrupt, and so incompetent. It's no wonder the far-left lunatics are trying to stop our movement. They want to stop it so badly, weaponizing government for election interference. You ever hear of election interference? They say Trump actually challenged the election. He said the election was not honest. Yes, he's got proof, but we don't want to look at the proof. Got a lot of proof. Got a lot of proof. We think we should indict him for that. By the way, practically every Democrat in Congress fought us on 2016, right? And did you ever hear Maxine Waters talking about things? You ever see? But she's okay to do it, but Trump, he can't do that. Now, what they're doing in our country, what they've done, they've made us into a banana republic. They've made us into a third world country. And we are not going to take it much longer. So we're crushing Biden by 6 points, 8 points, 9 points, 11 points, 12 points, and 14 points. And by the way, all of our other candidates, our Republicans, are losing to Biden, which is hard to believe, actually, but they are. Ron DeSanctimonious is losing big to Biden. Bird Brain, does anybody know who Bird Brain is? Oh, correct. Nikki Haley. I will never run against this president. He's the finest president we've had in 100 years. I will not run against President Trump. I will not. I will never do it. 2 months later, I've decided to run. Bird Brain. No, her name is Bird Brain. But we're beating Biden by a lot. The other candidates are not. The great Hispanic American community in 2020, we did better than any Republican president in over 50 years. And now we're up by 32% above those numbers. Hispanic Americans, thank you. We just had a poll come out. African Americans, we are up to 28%. That's never happened. Nobody's ever had that. But you know, they look at what's happening in this country and they're really, they're not doing well. They're not being treated. And they are right now at a level, I think we're going to get, so we're at 28. You know, you need 4% to win. You have to get 4. We're at 28. Nobody ever thought that was possible. We love you very much. Thank you. Keep going because we're going to win. We're going to win for everybody. But they've been saying, and a lot of people are saying it, this isn't a campaign, this is a movement. And I really believe it is. This is a movement. In the history of our country, they've never had anything like it. And I think it's now greater, far greater. You know, we did much better in 2020 than we did in 2016. These lunatics hate when I say that. But we got millions and millions more votes in 2020. So we did much better. But we right now have more spirit. There's, in driving over here, every time you see a building, a house, you got the Trump sign all over the place, like that one. It's amazing, actually. There's more spirit now than we've ever had, than I've ever seen. And we've had tremendous, 2016 was incredible. And I tell this to people, 2016, I used to say, was the most important election in the history of our country. But you know what? 2024 blows it away because we're not going to have a country. We're not going to have a country left. But together we passed, all of us together, passed the largest tax cuts and regulation cuts in American history. We achieved energy independence, and we're going to be energy dominant. Think of that, what that means. And today we're getting our energy from Venezuela. We're buying Venezuelan tar. You know what they have? They have tar. They don't have very good stuff. They have tar. And you know where, for the environmentalists in the Democrat Party, you know where they refine it? Houston. So they bring tar into Houston, and it goes right up into the atmosphere instead of that beautiful stuff that's under our feet. We have more than Saudi Arabia. We have more than Russia. We have more than both of them combined, we think. I approved Anwar in Alaska. That's the size and maybe bigger than Saudi Arabia. The first day of the new administration, they terminated it. Ronald Reagan wanted it. He couldn't get it. Everybody wanted it. I got it. I got it. And they terminated it. And then I terminated the pipeline, right, in Russia. Russia pipeline going to Germany, going all over Europe. I terminated it, and Biden comes in his first week. He approved it. It was dead. I had it dead. Trump was right about everything. Stand up, sir. Let me see. Look at that guy. I like that man. Yeah. Now think of it. Nord Stream 2. Do you ever hear of Nord Stream? Nobody ever heard of it until I came along. They're building this massive pipeline going to Germany and other parts. And I said, what the hell is this? So we're spending money to defend Germany and all of Europe. NATO, we're spending disproportionately, although now I got NATO, they're spending a lot of money now. They said, will you not protect us if we don't pay? Because they weren't paying. I said, that's right, I won't protect. The money came in, we never saw anything like it. The head of NATO, the Secretary General, said he's been there for years, I've never seen money pour in like that. They asked me that question, sir, does that mean that if we don't pay, you won't protect us from Russia? I said, that's exactly what it means. That's exactly. Where's Wayne? Is that Wayne? Where is Wayne Allen Root? Where the hell is he? You know? Because this is the kind of thing he likes. This is what he talks about. He's made a hell of a living talking about this kind of. Where's Wayne? Where? Come on, Wayne. I can't. What? You couldn't get a better location? Where the hell is he? He's a great guy, I'll tell you. There he is. Hello, Wayne. Oh, boy. You know, I was checking to see if he would have checked out, I would have never done a show again, I tell you. No, Wayne's done great. No, but this is the kind of thing he talks about because he's about common sense. You know, we're conservative, right? But we're really not conservative. We're people of common sense. We need a wall. We want good education. We want low interest rates. We want a strong military. You know, we don't need to be conservative. We need to have common sense and be intelligent people. But we became the world's largest producer of oil and gas and helped save. Think of this. We had $2,500 a year just in energy we were saving every year. And now energy is at the highest it's ever been. And I'd like to congratulate the people of California. Yours are pretty bad, too, because they just hit $8 for a gallon of beautiful, beautiful gasoline today. $8. The governor's doing a great job out there. Boy, does he want to run. He wants to run so badly. We created more than 1.2 million more more manufacturing and construction jobs. It's the biggest increase in a year ever in our country. Remember they said, you don't do manufacturing anymore. You can't have manufacturing jobs. It won't happen. We ended the individual mandate penalty on Obamacare, which was a big deal. You know, they take credit for it. They take credit for a lot of the things we got done. All of the medical savings that we got come due in his term, and he stands there. He doesn't even know what the hell. He can't get off a stage. Today, he couldn't find the door again. He can't put two sentences together, and he's in charge of nuclear warfare. Oh, my. No, but 3 days ago, he got off the thing, and, you know, I see a stairway there, I see a stairway there. If I had to, I'd jump right off this front of the thing. We could make it. It's about 4 feet. I think I could make it. I mean, it's better than looking around driving in circles. I'd rather do that than do that. You just jump off and you pretend it was like just normal. Because, did you ever see him, though? He finishes. And by that time, all the stuff is worn off, so he's totally incoherent. And he goes, thank you. All right? Where am I? Thank you. Thank you. I mean, honestly, we shouldn't be laughing. We should be crying. You want to know this, right? Because they're destroying our country, these incompetent fools. They're destroying, and thank God for Secret Service, because they grab him and they point him to the exit, and half the time they have to, and he's taking some serious falls. You know, at some point, if I fell, can you imagine if I fell what they would do, the fake news? This guy took a fall at Annapolis like I've never seen before. That wasn't a fall. That was called a serious fall. I think his fall up the stairs, not that. Up the stairs you shouldn't fall. Down the stairs is a possibility. And now they don't use those stairs anymore. It's so elegant. You know, you come out of Air Force One and the flags from countries are waving. He comes out of the children's stairs. They're meant for two things. Really, really bad weather. I mean horrific. And children. Because, you know, they're safer. The other one, you way the hell up there, you say, I better not fall. And you can go down slowly. You can go down nice and slowly. Anything is better than falling, right? So you can go down slowly, take your time, relax. The guy cannot make it down the stairs. So now they put him out of the children's stairs. And you know, they have people waiting for him. All the people waited. Not too many people are waiting for him, actually. But they did wait for me. And you see him come out of this little stair on the side of the plane. You say, geez, what? There's not a lot of pomp. There's not a lot of pomp and ceremony there, is there, huh? Here comes Crooked Joe. It's terrible. And you know, honestly, the way I talk about him now, I talk very disparagingly, but I didn't used to do this. You know that. I used to talk, I mean, I'd hit him, and, you know, I'd hit a lot of people. I hit people. Sort of what I do for a living, right? But no, but I would hit him with respect. Today I call him a fool. I call him grossly incompetent. Because they did something that's never been done. He indicted the leading candidate of the Republican Party. He indicted the candidate of the Republican Party who's beating him by many points in the polls in the election. He indicted the Republican Party's candidate. And the problem you have is every other candidate is getting killed against him or the Democrat. We're leading him by a lot. So he indicted me for no reason whatsoever, including the local ones. I got 4 indictments and some court cases, all because of politics. Now think of this. Did anybody ever hear of Al Capone? Scarface. This was not a nice person. Al Capone, if you went out to dinner, if he didn't like you, he'd kill you, okay? I didn't like the way he smiled. Take him out. Take that out. I don't want to use the bad language. If I do, I get myself in a lot of trouble. You know who gets angry at me when I do that? The First Lady. Darling, you don't have to use a bad word. You don't have to use a bad word. But I get myself into a lot of trouble, too. If I say even the word hell, if I say hell, they say, oh, he used a terrible word. I remember with that Chris Christie, a guy shouts out, he's a fat pig. Now he shouted out, Chris Christie is a fat pig. Then they shouted out, Bill Barr is a fat pig. He's a slob. He's a fat pig. You're not allowed to use the word fat. You're not allowed to say that. So they say, Bill Barr, sir, he's a fat pig. And I say, listen, Bill Barr is not a fat pig. Chris Christie is not a fat pig, sir. I defend them. And the press goes crazy because they say, how can we criticize him? He's actually defending. But I said that because I just heard somebody call somebody a fat pig. No, we're not allowed to call those guys fat pigs. You can't use the word fat anymore. You can't use almost anything anymore. Almost any word that you use today, if you say to a woman backstage, a woman came up, the wife of one of our people, and she looked very beautiful. I said, I'm not allowed to say this, and this could be the end of my political career, but you're really beautiful. Beautiful woman, you have a beautiful wife. And you know what she said? Thank you, sir. You can say it as much as you want. Always get that. But in theory, that's the end of your political career. You can't say anything nowadays. We'll change it. We'll change it. We're going to change it. But all the things we did, fully rebuilt the U.S. military, created Space Force, defeated ISIS, a lot of stuff we did right here. We did a lot of the building we did right here of weapons. And I was the first president in decades who didn't start a war, but I finished wars. I beat the hell out of ISIS. We saved America twice before, really, but we saved America once before. But we really saved it twice because that second was a disaster. The gift from China, right? The China virus came in. It came in hard, and nobody had any idea what the hell it was, but it wasn't good. It was a terrible thing. And they'll be doing something for us in the future that will, nothing can make up for all the people worldwide. Millions and millions and millions of people died, but they'll be doing something for us someday. You'll see that. Just like I got 28, think of it. I got $28 billion from China for our farmers. You know that, right? 28 billion. Who the hell else is going to get $28 billion from China? So I went to Iowa the other day, and we're leading by a lot. But I said, my staff said, please don't talk this way. It's very insulting. You're taking Iowa for granted. You're saying they will definitely vote. I said, listen, and I told this to the people of Iowa, the audience. We had a big crowd, tremendous crowd, great people. I said, I do. I take it for granted because I got you $28 billion. Who the hell else? These farmers and people, they're opening up checks for 100,000, 78,000. They're showing me checks. And it all came from China. Do you think Joe Biden's going to get China to pay? Joe Biden wants the money for himself. He takes it for himself because he's a crook. But until he indicted me, I never talked this way. But now I say gloves are off. You know, he started a precedent. You know, it was always when you look. Hey, it cost me billions of dollars to become president. Billions. You know, Pelosi started with no money, and now she's worth $100 million, right? All these, no, look at Crooked Hillary. Crooked Hillary started with no money, and they got, you know, a couple of hundred. I started with billions, and now I have fewer billions. That's okay. Somebody said, would you do it again? Absolutely, because we made America great again. Then it got taken, but I would do it again. I told my kids, don't do deals when they come to you from foreign countries. And they did. They came from the richest countries, and we'd love to do a deal with you. We could have done anything. And, you know, I'm maybe from the old school. Being president of the United States is a big deal. And I said, I've been doing deals all my life. I became very rich. You see that in this stupid court case that I have in New York with, I mean, the numbers are much higher than on the statements. Everyone's saying, holy, this guy really made it. I did great. And you know what? I did great. But I'm a private company. Nobody knows until now they look at these numbers. And these numbers are much more rather than much less. I have this horrible, horrible, racist attorney general in New York. We have a judge that's a Trump hater. We had a guy there, star witness. Did you see? It was like Perry Mason. Did you see? Yes, I lied, he goes. I lied. He's practically crying. I lied. I said, that's the end of the case, right? The judge says, no, it's not. The judge is going crazy. But this is what I have to put up with. I could have a nice, easy life. I wouldn't be here with you right now. I might be at the top of my beautiful hotel down the road, right? I'd rather be with you, to be honest. I'd rather be with you. But in life, you have to do what you have to do. Like, for instance, you have to improvise. I'm improvising tonight. I got this stuff. This is the darkest looking valley I've ever seen right here. You cannot even see there's a folder down there. So you improvise. You put it up here and you pretend that there's nothing happening. And then you don't read it anyway, because when you read this stuff, it's no good. Okay? So you do 99% of it without it. But you take a look at the Oval Office. We obliterated, and we will. We're going back. We're going to obliterate the deep state. We did big damage to it with Comey and all of the crap that we had to do. We're going to end the weaponization of our government against Christians. What's happening? What's happening with Catholics? The FBI is after Catholics. What is that all about? They don't go after people that want to destroy our country. They don't go after people that cheat on elections. but they go after parents on school boards that want to have their children be taken care of properly and educated properly. But they're going after Christians, but they're going after Catholics. Do we have a Catholic in the room? Does anybody know why they're going after you, sir? Because you are in serious danger from the FBI. Don't say it. You know what? They'll search you out tonight and they'll take you out in handcuffs. They'll say, who was that guy? Where does he live? Down the road. They'll find you. Don't stand up, sir. I promise to protect you. But unlike Ron DeSanctimonious, you know why I call him DeSanctimonious, right? This guy was going nowhere. He was at like 3%. He was a failed candidate in Florida. I was very popular in Florida, won the race by a lot. He came to see me. He said, would you endorse me? Tears in his eyes. Would you endorse me? He was done. He was cooked. He was fried. He was over. And he was a lousy candidate. The thing is, the only thing he did well, he did one thing well. He got my endorsement. That was about it. But he was a dead candidate running against a guy named Adam Putnam, who was the Secretary of Agriculture, a big thing in Florida. And Adam Putnam was up by like 30 points, 40 points. He had $28 million. Ron had $2 in the account. So he comes to see me. His campaign was a failure because he had no personality. Look, you can have all the endorsements, but you still have to have a little personality when you're going to run for office. It helps. You know, Winston Churchill had a little personality. You have to be able to publicly speak. You have to be able to do certain things. And he didn't do well. And I said, look, Ron, I think I will, because I saw him a couple of times on television with impeachment hoax number 1, impeachment hoax number 2. And he was one of about 150 congressmen. He wasn't the best at all. Jim Jordan was great. We had others that were great. By the way, Mike Johnson's going to be a great speaker. He's going to be a great, you watch, he's going to be a great speaker. Yeah, it was a great thing it was amazing. But these guys were great. But he did a little bit, so I said, all right, because I didn't know Putnam. I never met him. I didn't know who he was. I heard about him. But he had a lot of money, and he was way up in the polls. The election was over. He was already measuring the carpets in Tallahassee. You know, Tallahassee is where they have the mansion, right? That's where they're based. And he was measuring those carpets. He wanted the nicest carpet you've ever seen. And I said, all right, I'll give it a shot. But I actually said, if Abe Lincoln and George Washington came back from the dead, Ron, you're so dead they couldn't help you at all. But I'll give it a shot. What the hell? We can lose every once in a while, right? We can lose one. And I'll do that because you gave me a minor defense during the impeachment hoaxes. And he said, thank you very much. I endorsed him. The next day, he was like a rocket. He was like a missile. And he ends up winning the damn thing a short time later. And then he comes to me and he goes, I'm going to lose the election to a crackhead. Now, we didn't know he was a crackhead then. Do you remember? He was a handsome guy. Everybody thought he was going to be a president. Within the next 15 years, he was going to be a president of the United States. And I said, no, you can beat him. We'll do a couple of rallies. And we did 2 or 3 rallies. We had massive crowds. I said, Ron, you're going to win. He said, I don't think so. And I said, Ron, I'm telling you, I have a good feel for this stuff, and I'm telling you, you're going to win. And he won. And the other guy did turn out then a year later. He found out his would not have been, I'm not a big fan of Ron, but this other guy would have not been good. He was, in fact, a crackhead, and beyond that. And so what happened is Ron wins, and that's it. I said, Ron, good luck, enjoy Florida, do good. Here's a little advantage. It's called the ocean and the sun. Yes, perfect weather and got the ocean. And we've had a lot of great governors in Florida. Florida can make you a great governor. So what happened is he wins. And then 4 years later, they scream out to him, Governor, are you going to run against the president? And you know what he said, right? I have no comment. He said, I have no comment. I said, First Lady, did he say no comment? Yes, that's what he said. I said, that means he's running. To me, that means he's running. That means we start attacking immediately. And my people backstage, they said, Sir, you shouldn't attack him. Why, he's a Republican. I said, I don't give a damn. And I hit him. And I found out that he voted against Social Security. That's not a good thing. He wanted to raise the age of Social Security up to 70, and he wanted to decimate Medicare, little things like that. And he would not, I tell you, he's dropped like a falling bird, badly injured from the sky. Just, he's gone down, and I don't even know if he's in second place anymore. I think somebody said that Bird Brain is now in second place, but she's going nowhere because she doesn't have what it takes. I know all these people well. Someday I'll tell you people that do have what it takes, because there are some that do, not necessarily in that group. But we have a lot of, everybody that leaves seems to be endorsing me. You know, people are leaving now, and they're all endorsing me. I don't know about Mike Pence. He should endorse me. He should endorse me. You know why? Because I had a great, successful presidency, and he was the vice president. He should endorse me. I chose him, made him vice president. But people in politics can be very disloyal. I've never seen anything like it. You know, they asked me a question. They asked me, traitor, he goes, but he could have done what he could have done, right? There's no question. But people in politics, they ask me questions. Who's worse, business people or politicians? I said, absolutely business. This is the first month. Absolutely business people are worse. Then about 4 or 5 months go by, and we start, they start doing their number with the impeachment hoaxes and Ukraine, Russia, making up the fake dossier by Hillary, right? She hires some guy that admitted, I'm sorry, it was fake. How about going home to my wife on the shower, the golden shower, they called it. And I had to explain that to our great First Lady. I had to explain. They said, sir, they said, when you were in Russia. Well, I was there for so short a period. And they said this thing with the golden shower. And I said, I didn't care about the other stuff. The other stuff was, nuclear. I didn't worry about that. The golden shower was a problem for me. And I said to our great First Lady Golden, she said, nope, that one you didn't do. See, I'm a germaphobe. She said, that one you didn't do. So she knew immediately I had no problem there. I said, whew, that was a close one. That wasn't good. But Ron DeSanctimonious is failing. They're all failing. And we're going up. So the polls come out just now, 63-9. Would you say that's good? 63. And we have other like polls. So we have, it's been pretty amazing. And for those of you, and I don't think you have too much of it here, but in Iowa, it's a big deal. Ron DeSanctimonious wanted to kill ethanol. Now all of a sudden he's a big fan of ethanol. For 6 years he wanted to kill ethanol. Now all of a sudden he was a fan of ethanol. But the people of Iowa get it. The people of Wisconsin and Nebraska get it. The people of South Carolina, where we're leading by a lot. We have Bird Brain, and we have a good man, Tim Scott. He's a senator and the governor. So we have a senator, we have a governor, and I'm leading by 52 points. That's good. That's good. And under a Trump administration, gasoline-powered engines will be allowed, but child sexual mutilation will not be allowed, if that's okay. Right? And I will ban critical race theory and far-left gender ideology from our schools and from our military. And we will defend, can you imagine you even have to say this? We will defend parents' rights. Think of it. Can you imagine, like 10 or 15 years ago, you're a politician. Can you believe I'm a politician? I never thought I'd say it, but I'm a politician, I guess. But look, 15 years ago, I get up, I say, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to defend parental rights. Who the hell wouldn't defend parental rights? Think of it. We'll stand up to communist China. We will secure our elections. We will fully protect our Second Amendment. Oh, I did a good job there. We will bring back free speech in America, and we will defend the Judeo-Christian values of our nation's founding. Right? Remember, look at what we did for Israel with Jerusalem and with the embassy, capital of Israel. Every other president, Wayne, every other president said they were going to do it. They all chickened out. And you know why? I never realized it until I got there. I said, why do they not do it? Clinton, they'd all campaign on it, and then they wouldn't do it. And when I got to the White House, I realized, because when they heard we were thinking about it and going to do it, we got calls from the biggest people, kings, queens, dictators, presidents, and prime ministers, not too many people else. And they're calling to tell me, please don't do it. I said, what do they want? They want to talk to you about don't doing that. Don't do it. Please don't do it. And so I said to them, I don't want to tell them I'm going to do it. Why should I do that? So they'd call me like on a Tuesday, a king. Please don't do it, he was going to say. So I said, tell him I'm going to call him back on Friday. On Wednesday, I had a press conference announcing that I'm doing it. Then I called him back. King, what's up? What's happening? What's happening? I said, well, I wanted to talk to you about the capital of Israel. Please don't do it. I was going to ask you, but it's too late. You've already... Oh, you should have called me sooner. I wish I called you back. So much better than getting into an argument. Do you agree? Everybody over here agrees. So, no, I did something that nobody else would do. With France, I mean, I'll just give you this. Macron, good guy, but he's for France. We're America first, right? He's for France. And I heard that he was going to put a big tax on American companies going and doing business in France. I said, that's not nice. So I told my Secretary of the Treasury to call them and to talk to them and to tell them not to do it. And they called and they talked and nothing happened. And they were still going to do it. And they came back to me a week later and they said, no, he's going to do it. I said, no, he's not. I said, you got one more day, give it a shot. They called back. They said, we can't stop it. It's already pretty much done. So I called up Macron and I said, Emmanuel, his name is Emmanuel. I said, Emmanuel, I understand you're taxing all American companies. Oh, yes, we are passing legislation in the next 48 hours. I said, no, you're not. He said, no, I am. Oh, I said, no, you're not. No. He said, why do you say that? I said, because if you do, I am going to put a tax on all wine and champagne coming into the United States from France of 100%. And if you do it, we're going to put that tax on. And no, you can't do that. I said, nope, I have the legislation right here. I will sign it. You call me back within 15 minutes. He called me back in 5 minutes. He said, we would be delighted not to put a tax on you. That was the end. That was the end of it. That was the end of it. You think crooked Joe Biden does that? You think he does that kind of stuff? I don't think so. He wants to go to sleep. Remember, he was with all those foreign leaders and he said, I want to go to sleep now. So we have to defeat crooked Joe Biden, the worst, most crooked president in the history of our country. And it begins with getting your friends and your neighbors, your family, everybody. You have to get them to the caucuses. It's a big deal. Michael is going to do a fantastic job, but you become a caucus state. So if you have a pencil or paper or any form of machine, they make so many machines, they're obsolete about 3 days after they make them. You know, they make a new machine. This is the greatest thing ever. You go to buy it. They say, I'm sorry, sir, we don't sell it. It's obsolete. You know the only thing that doesn't get obsolete? Two things. What are they? Walls and wheels. Remember they said, walls don't work. I said, no, walls work. Even the Vatican attacked me. Do you remember? They said, we don't. And then I said, well, take a look at the Vatican. They have the biggest wall I've ever seen around. We don't want a wall. But, you know, that sort of worked out okay. So text the following, Nevada to 88022, or sign up to nv.donaldjtrump, did you ever hear from .com? To get involved and to help ensure a victory unlike anything. I really do, I believe that this is the most important election in our country's history. I believe that our country has never been in a worse position. I think we have a very good chance of going into World War III because we have incompetent leaders. I will promise you, you'll never have World War III. You're never going to have World War III. But we have incompetent people dealing with very smart people. You know, they hate it when I say, President Xi is very smart. He runs China, 1.4 billion people. If I say he's smart, the president, he said President Xi is smart. Okay. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? But we have very, very, in many cases, evil people. In many cases, just people that want to do right for their country or they think they want to do right. But we have a leader that doesn't have a clue. We have a leader that can't compete with these people. We have a leader that can't be our leader. And I tell you something, can't be much longer. 1 year is a very long time. They can do tremendous damage to our elections. They can do tremendous damage to our country in 1 year, and we're not going to let it happen because we have a leader that doesn't know what the hell he's doing, and we're dealing on the it's complicated. It's not that complicated. It's not that complicated. We are not going to be taken advantage of by foreign countries. We are going to bring our jobs back. We're going to bring our dignity back. Because right now, the whole world is laughing at the United States of America because we have a fool for president, and we are going to change that in 2024. It's the most important election of our history, and we're going to turn it around fast. We're going to turn it around. We're going to get the interest rates down. We're going to get the gasoline and the gas and the oil. We're going to get it way, way down. And we're not going to get it from Venezuela. We're going to get it from ourselves, right under our feet. We're going to make a lot of money, and you can all be rich again. You're going to be able to go out and buy. Nobody's buying houses anymore because interest rates, number one, you can't get the money. And number two, if you could, the interest rates are so high you don't want it. So we're going to change it all. We're going to change it fast. Be there. We got to win the caucus big, and then we got to go on, most importantly, because we're going to do great with our caucus, but we have to win in November. We have to win. We have to get rid of this corrupt regime of people that don't know what they're doing. We love you. Thank you very much. Sign up. Thank you. We will see you soon. We'll be back a lot. Thank you very much, everybody. Commit to Caucus Event in Las Vegas, Nevada. We want to thank you for joining us as we start to wrap up this doubleheader. It's been a wonderful day here in Nevada. The people here are ready to caucus on February 8th. That's coming up soon. So if you live in the great state of Nevada, make sure you are registered to caucus on February 8th. Birch Gold, we want to thank our sponsors, Birch Gold. If you're worried about your future finances and what the future may hold, stock market numbers are down, IRAs, your 401ks are deplenishing under this administration, diminishing as well. So don't worry about the future. Contact Birch Gold. Text Trump to 989898. Claim your free information kit on gold. If digital currency becomes a reality, it'll be nice to have some gold to fall back on. That's the Birch Gold Group. Text Trump to 989898. Also, the Wellness Center, when it comes to your health, did you know that close to 90% of pharmaceuticals in the U.S. are produced outside of the U.S.? There are 4-letter words that highlight what everyone should have in an emergency. That's guns, gold, food, and meds. Keep that in mind. Contact MakeCareGreatAgain.com. MakeCareGreatAgain.com. Use the code RSBN. Save yourself 15% at checkout. This is especially important for your health. A medical emergency kit. Trump cards. How cool are these? The official Trump NFTs sold out within 24 hours. So if you want a physical card, here's your chance. Physical Trump trading cards. It's like a baseball card, except it has President Trump on them. Only 2,500 will ever be made. You can claim 6 of them if you act now. Unique pieces of art. Text the word cards to 70301. Again, that's 70301. Text the word cards. Also, visit mypillow.com. Support Mike Lindell and his efforts to secure elections for election integrity. Make sure that you use the code RSBN on his website as well.
Don't forget about tomorrow. We have a crew headed to Iowa right now. It's snowy. It's beautiful there. President Trump will be there tomorrow. So will our Brian Glenn and Christina Bobb. Coverage starts at 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Mark your calendar. Mark your alarm. Set those alarms. 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. RSBN will be live with President Trump on a Sunday. We're celebrating with him at this wonderful location where everyone is dancing right now in Las Vegas. But tomorrow, again, he'll be in Iowa to speak. That will be at 2 p.m. Eastern. That'll do it for us here on Right Side Broadcasting Network. I'm Vanessa Broussard reporting to you live from the Vegas Strip. So good to be with you today. Thanks for watching. Have a great night, America.
Right Side Broadcasting is known for panning the crowds, showing the packed arenas, and allowing you to see the truth. We've covered hundreds of rallies, briefings, marches, CPAC, and the historic overturning of Roe v. Wade. Right Side Broadcasting was created in 2015 by our founder, Joe Seals, creating a unique broadcasting experience that allows you to make your own decision rather than force-feeding you an agenda. We don't cut or edit people's words or twist them to fit a particular point of view. We allow our correspondents to be open about their opinions while maintaining journalistic integrity. Right Side Broadcasting wants to continue our legacy with help from people just like you. Your donations and support allow us to continue to be the gold standard in live, unedited event coverage. Help our cause by sharing our broadcasts, subscribing on our social media platforms, and supporting us on our locals community. Your monthly or one-time contributions on our website are crucial in our fight for the truth. Thank you for all of your generous support.
My towels solved the problem that we've all had with towels. You go into the stores and they feel lotiony and soft, but then you get them home and they wind dry you. That's why I made my towels. They actually work, they're soft, and they absorb. And now I'm excited to announce 2 brand new lines of my towels. What makes them the best towels ever is they're now made with 100% long staple Shapir cotton. This is a combed ring spun cotton that makes my towels even softer and more absorbent than ever. And now you get a 6-piece set for an amazing introductory sale price as low as $29.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get my towels for only $29.98. Or you can get my designer premium line for just $20 more. Either way, you save 50% now on all my towels. They actually work. What a concept. This offer won't last long, so please order now.
MyPillow.com. What's up, guys? My name is Jaden Hurd, and I have a Christian show called Let It Be Heard, where we analyze culture and current events from a biblical perspective. I highly recommend you guys check us out. We now have episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And basically, what happens is we react to videos, we have talking points, we have on guests, and it's very exciting. Come check us out on Rumble on the RSBN channel. God bless you guys.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and my employees and I want to thank each and every one of you for your continued support. With everything going on right now, your rest is so important. That's why we're having the biggest MyPillow sale ever. Not only are my bed pillows as low as $19.98, but you can get the best body pillows ever. Regular $89.98, now only $29.98. Take your rest on the go with our Roll and Go Anywhere My Pillows for only $14.98. And we have our new couch and accent pillows. They aren't just for looks. They have MyPillow's patented adjustable fill that gives you that amazing MyPillow comfort. In this economy, you get the best gifts ever for the best prices ever. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code and you get deep discounts on body, couch, bolster pillows, and so much more, including my original bed pillows for as low as $19.98. Please order now while quantities last.
And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I'd gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say